Good morning, students. So, today we would be starting a new chapter, that is, write down chapter 10, Measures of Dispersion. So, first let us understand what is dispersion. Say, for example, we have three factories, that is factory A, factory B, and factory C. In factory A, they have given us the units, that is 400, 400, 400, 400 and 400. Factory B, we have 350, 380, 400, 420, 450. Factory C, we have 50, 75, 400, 725 and 750. So in all the three factories, our mean and median is 400, right? Now let's go to factory A. Everything is same, that is 400. So there are no variation between the average wages, okay? And the wages paid to all the workers are the same. Then we have factory B, there is slight variation, that is 350, 380, 400. No much of variation is there. But in case of factory C, the smallest is 50 and highest is 750. There is large number of variation. So the mean and median does not give us the complete information about the characters of the series. So in order to get a better picture, we study what is known as dispersion. So whenever there is a variation in the items, the concept which we would be studying is known as dispersion. So first write down definition of dispersion. Under that write down, according to Dr. Bowley, dispersion is the measure of the variation of the items. Close the inverted commas. Next we have objectives of measurement of dispersion. So the objectives are nothing but to know the variation of different values of item, to know the range of values, that is the difference between highest value and lowest value. Then to compare the disparity between two or more series in order to find out the degree of variation, to know whether the central tendency truly represents the series or not. So these are the objectives of dispersion. Next side heading, write down absolute and relative measure of dispersion. Under that write down first one, absolute measure. Under that write down, when dispersion of the series is expressed in terms of the original unit of the series, it is called absolute measure of dispersion. So when the series is expressed in terms of the original unit or a single unit, it is absolute measure of dispersion. Say for example, if one states that the wages of workers is in rupees, so all the units will be in rupees. So if it is expressed in kilograms, so everything else should be also expressed in kilograms. So in case of dispersion, everything should be in single unit. It cannot be that one is in kgs and another one is in rupees. Clear? So when a dispersion of the series is expressed in original unit of the series, it is known as absolute measure of dispersion. Next, write down the second one, relative measure. Under that write down, the relative measure of dispersion expresses the variability of data in terms of relative value or percentage. So in case of relative measurement, there will be the data which will be expressed in percentage. Say for example, if one states that 26% of people in India are below the poverty line, one is referring to the relative variability of data. So in case of relative measure, one studies two or more series simultaneously. This is also known as coefficient of variation. So it is totally opposite of absolute measure. In case of absolute measure, we were not studying one or more series simultaneously, but in case of relative measure, we are studying one or more series simultaneously. Next, we have methods of measuring dispersion. Under that, we have absolute dispersion and relative dispersion. So under absolute dispersion, we have range, quartile deviation, interquartile, range. Then we have mean deviation. Then we have standard deviation. And we have Lorentz curve. In case of relative measure, we have coefficient of range, coefficient of quartile deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, coefficient of standard deviation, coefficient of variation. So till last year the students were supposed to study each and everything, but this year from your syllabus range has been deleted, coefficient of range has been deleted, quartile deviation is deleted, coefficient of quartile deviation is deleted, mean deviation is deleted, coefficient of mean deviation is deleted. So what is remaining? This year we have to only study standard deviation, coefficient of standard deviation and coefficient of variation. You are really a lucky batch that you don't need to study most of the things in this chapter. So first write down standard deviation. So under that write down, in the words of Spiegel, open the inverted commas, the standard deviation is the square root of the arithmetic mean of the squares of all deviations. Full stop. Deviations measured from arithmetic mean of the items. Full stop. Close the inverted commas. Next side heading, write down coefficient of standard deviation. Under this write down, this is a relative measure of the dispersion of series. Full stop. It is generally used whenever variation is different. It is generally used whenever variation in different series is compared. Full stop. It is estimated as follows. So what is the formula? It is coefficient of standard deviation is equal to sigma divided by x bar, where sigma is standard deviation and x bar is mean. So this is the formula of coefficient of standard deviation. After this, write down calculation of standard deviation. Under this again we have three methods, that is direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method. So write down the first one, direct method. So what is the formula? It is SD, or it is denoted by sigma, is equal to square root of summation x square divided by n, or summation x minus x bar square divided by n. Next, where Sigma is standard deviation. Summation x square is sum total of the squares of deviations. Next we have x bar. X bar is nothing but mean value. Then we have x minus x bar, deviation from mean value. And last we have n, that is number of items. So let us take down an illustration. Following are the marks obtained by 10 students of a class. Calculate standard deviation and coefficient of standard deviation. So they have given us marks, that is 12, 8, 17, 13, 15, 9, 18, 11, 6 and 1. So we'll have the first column, that is serial number, as it is a direct method. Then they have given us marks, that is x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is x? 12, 8, 17, 13, 15, 9, 18, 11, 6 and 1. So what is the formula? It is summation x square divided by n, or if you further simplify this formula, it is summation x minus x bar square divided by n. So if we are taking x minus x bar, so the next column will be x minus x bar. So we need to find x bar. What is the formula for mean? It is summation x by n. What is the total of summation x? It is 110. So 110 divided by 10, we get 11. So x minus x bar will be, x bar is 11. So it is 12 minus 11, 1. 8 minus 11, minus 3. 17 minus 11, 6. 13 minus 11, minus 2. 15 minus 11, 4. 9 minus 11, minus 2. 18 minus 11, 7. 11 minus 11, 0. 6 minus 11, minus 5. 1 minus 11, minus 10. Next it is x minus x bar square. So 1 into 1, 1. 3 into 3, 9. 6 6 are 36. 2 2s are 4. 4 4s are 16. 2 2s are 4. 7 7s are 49. 0. 5 5s are 25. 10 into 10, 100. So what is the total of this column? It is 244. So what is the formula? It is summation x minus x bar square divided by n. So it is 244 divided by 10, square root of 24.4. So now how do we find the square root of a particular number? Say for example, we need to find the square root of 20. So first thing you need to do is write 20. So which is the number closest to 20? 1 1s are 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25, 6 6s are 36, 7 7s are 49 and so on. So which is the closest number? It is either 4 4s are 16 or 5 5s are 25. But we take the number which is before 20. So we will be taking 4 4s are 16. So take 4, 4 4s are 16. How much is remaining? 4. Plus we add the same number, that is 4, 8. Then we put a decimal point. We bring two numbers down. We add the same number 4 here. We get 8. Now we need to have another number over here. So now we need to do the trial and error method. So 84 into 4. We get 336. 85 into 5. We get 425. So which is the closest number? 4. So we put here 4. Here 4, we get 336. How much do we get? 64. We add 4 here. It is 88. Again we bring 2 zeros. Again we need to assume a particular number. So 8, 8, 8 into 8. 8 8s are 64. 8 8s are 64 plus 6, 70. 64 plus 6, 6, 7, 0, 4. Then it is 887 into 7. 7 7s are 49. 56, 60, 56, 62. We get 6209. So it is 7, 6209. Remainder we get 191. We add 7 and 7. So we get 894. After 2 digits, we will be stopping. So what is the square root of 20? It is 4.47. Clear? This is just an example I gave you. Now we need to find the square root of 24.40. So which is the closest number? Again 4 4s are 16. 8 plus 4, we get 8. Then we bring 4 and 0 down, point. Next 8, 3, 9 into 9, 81. 72 plus 8, 801. So 9s are 801. We get 39. We add 9 here plus 9. How much do we get? 98. Again we bring 2 zeros down. 984 into 4. 8 4s are 32, 33. 9 4s are 36, 39. It is 3936. So 983 into 3. 3 3s are 9. 8 3s are 24. 9 3s are 27, 28, 29. So which is closer? It is 2949 and 3936. So it is 4.93. You get 2949. So 3900 minus 2949, we get 951. We add 3 here, 3 here. So 986. So you can end it in 2 digits. So what is the square root? It is 4.93. This is how you find the square root of a particular number. Next, they have asked us to find coefficient of standard deviation. What is the formula? Standard deviation divided by x bar. Standard deviation is 4.93. What is the mean? Mean is 11. So 4.93 divided by 11, we get 0.45. Therefore, standard deviation is 4.94 marks. Therefore, coefficient of standard deviation is 0.45. Clear? So this is how you work out the problems on direct method. Tomorrow we would be continuing the shortcut method and step deviation method. So that's all for today. Thank you.